That night, after I arrived home, what had happened kept on playing in my mind. My body was on fire, bursting with sensations. I cuddled my pillow and tried to get sleep. But no, that was unsuccessful. My roommate Christiana had gone for a night party. I was all alone in the room. I wished Nicodemus had finished what he started. I just couldn't bear what the warmth of what had happened between us was doing to my system. I took a novel under my roommate's pillow. I wasn't a fan of romantic novels, but I needed something to console myself. I read and imagined the sweet part. I got to a chapter where the lovers made love throughout. That sparked my flames the more. I longed for a touch. Later, after so many indecent thoughts, I managed to get some sleep. The following day, the first call I got was from the bad guy himself, Nicodemus. I picked. "Hello, Nicole."
Hi, Lolita. Good morning.
"Good morning, dear. Trust you had a sound sleep."
With your golden berries in my palms last night, why wouldn't I have a sound sleep? Damn, you are so sweet and juicy. How about we see today?
I shook my head. Yes, no, I'm not pretty sure.
Come on, Lolita. Don't tell me you didn't enjoy what we did last night.
I would have loved to say no, but the undeniable truth was I enjoyed it. I wanted additional. I ended up saying yes to his question. What a fool I was. He replied,
That's my girl. Then the date is fixed, right?
I am still not sure, Nicole. I have a lot of books to read.
Bookworm, you could be boring at times.
That infuriated me, so I cut the call. He called me several times after that, but I refused to pick up. I wanted to be chaste. I didn't want to involve myself in intimacy until I was ready. I was scared of pregnancy, and at the same time, I feared Nicole might end up getting tired of me if he didn't do the right thing before eating fruits in my garden. I went close to the mirror and checked myself from head to toe. I took off my clothes and I was stark naked. I whispered to myself, "You are wonderfully made, Laura." Although my mother never had time for me, my nanny took her role. My nanny had always ringed it in my ears that I shouldn't have sex unless I was ready for it. A strong part of me knew if I and Nicole continued that way, one day what I wasn't expecting would happen. I sighed and sat down on the bed. I wore my clothes back and stared into space. Later, Christiana arrived in the afternoon. She told me she had the fun of her life, and that I was missing a lot. I smiled. She was still discussing with me when we heard a knock on the door. I stood up and opened the door. I frowned when I saw it was Nicole. "Good afternoon," I greeted him. He responded and asked me to let him in. I did, and he sat down beside me. I felt nervous discussing with Nicole in the presence of Christiana. When Christiana observed how nervous I was, she left the room for us. I was glad she did. After she left, Nicole kissed me and apologized for what he said on phone. I forgave him, and he brought up the date issue again. At first, I was reluctant about it, but he promised he would behave himself, so I agreed. He left and, on his way out, he said, "I love you, Lolita." I sighed and asked myself if I was aware of what I was doing. The truth is, I was overwhelmed by youthful exuberance. Christiana walked into the room after Nicole left. She insisted I told her every detail of what I and Nicole had discussed. She said, "You had better not chase him away. Fishes are plenty in the river. If you can't give him sex, then what's wrong with romance? At least, that's the only way you can keep him. Moreover, there's nothing bad with what he's requesting. Common girl, give your body some sugar." I smiled and decided to give her advice a trial. I didn't want to lose Nicole. I didn't ever wish for a split up. Nicole sent me the address of where we were going to meet. I took a gown I was going to wear down on the bed before going to the bathroom. When I came back, I couldn't find it on the bed. I asked Christiana. She said, Debt?
Babe, don't tell me that gown that looks like that of an old cargo is what you want to wear for a date.
Hey, where is it? Over here, as she stood. You are really a trouble.
And you are proving stubborn, little miss.
How? Do you know how expensive this gown is? Yeah, I know the stuff it's made of is expensive, but you need sexy cloth. Common, you can't go on a date looking all guard up. Babe, you need to loosen up. Okay, what do I wear then?
Now you are talking. Let me dress you up.
Dress me up? When did I turn into a kid?
Don't get it twisted, I meant I will get you a perfect dress to wear.
I smiled.
Now let's get to work.
Christiana searched her luggage and brought out a sexy gown. I shook my head to object, and she brought out another one. I ended up picking the former. She assisted me with the cosmetics. Although I felt uneased and weird, for me, I attired like someone going for an important occasion, or something I couldn't comprehend. When I arrived at where Nicole had planned out for us, he opened his mouth on seeing me. We sat down and started gisting over a plate of catfish pepper soup. Nicole couldn't stop staring at my cleavage, which was Christiana's idea of exposing it.
Babe, can I get a kiss? I promise not to misbehave.
I nodded my head and gave him an opportunity. I reckoned what my nanny said, so I refused and left.